Welcome to this chapter. We're going to talk about the data dictionary. In the previous chapter, we talked about how making mistakes is easy, but fixing them is not. And we talk about that the design should be following the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time should be done on planning and designing, and 20% of your time should be done on implementation. So learning data cloud and being an expert in data cloud will only be that 20%. What you really need to be is an expert on the first 80% of the time, which is the planning and the design. Like I say also in the previous chapter, it's not about a waterfall effect. Even if you work on sprints, each sprint should have an 80% of planning and designing and 20% on clicking buttons. Okay. So how do you go about planning and designing? Well, there's a really good tool which is called the data dictionary. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this particular segment. So the data dictionary is a tool that will help you get the data correctly in Data Cloud because that is a very critical step. So the data dictionary will document your analysis. And if you do it well and it's a good tool, it will help the implementation become much, much easier. So it will help you in the 20% of the implementation as well. It should include a list of use cases, the source systems, source fields, custom DLOs, and harmonization. Which field is going to be mapped into which particular field. Some additional things that it could have, and maybe it's a good idea, segments and activations, your identity resolutions, calculating sites, data transforms, how are you going to test your data? So it's about planning and writing down your plan in a document. That document could be as simple as a spreadsheet. Now, there's other tools that are available, including a very nice tool. I've seen some demos of that. It's called the company is called Elements Cloud back in UK. But it has a really good set of tools to help you with the data dictionary. Now, if you want to, and I've done in my projects, is I just use a spreadsheet. And like I mentioned, the data spreadsheet should have few things. One of them are your data dictionaries. Sorry, your use cases. You want to start with their outcome. What is it that you're trying to achieve? All right. And what do you want to get out of Data Cloud? Because the use cases will drive the entire Data Cloud data flow. We saw that on the first chapter where we went through how the data flows in Data Cloud. You also want to write down your use cases at this time. That will help you with accountability. This is what I'm going to do. All of this and nothing but this. Helping you limit the project scope. So it just looks like this. These are the use cases that I want to solve. Okay. This is for a project that we went together. Hopefully you have read it on Medium that goes through the entire process of creating these agents, these data cloud, components. All right. Second thing you want to do is your source systems. In this tab or section, you want to indicate what are the different systems that you're bringing the data from. Which systems are you connecting to and bringing the data from? What are the different table properties? Not all the list of the fields, that will be in a different tab. Here is, what is the category? Is it a profile, an engagement, or other? What is the primary key? Do I need to create a primary key? If so, what is the formula field? If this is an engagement, does it have a event field? how often that the data changes, because if the data changes every month, you don't want to ingest it every hour because that will definitely consume a lot of credits that are not really necessary. And then how do you test that data was actually ingested correctly? So here's the spreadsheet. I have different systems here. I have two sources. One source is Salesforce CRM. The other source is Google Cloud Storage. What is the table that I'm bringing? I'm bringing the account, bringing the contact, bringing the cases, I'm bringing the fans and products. What is the category for each of them? So account, it's profile, cases is engagement, products is other. Define the primary key. So this is going to be the ID, this is going to be the fan ID, this is the product ID. How often does it get refreshed? Default, because you cannot actually change that, but when you're bringing data from different sources, it's going to be changing hourly. So I want to do a full refresh. SQL query for testing that. So I have here the SQL query that I can use to test that I'm actually getting 500 records. Okay, maybe some additional notes, how I'm going to handle personal accounts, etc., etc. Now the next tab or the next section will be your source fields. Which fields are you ingesting? So for each table, you want to describe the fields that you're ingesting. The labels and the API names, the data formats. This is what will tell you if the date is two digits or 4 digits. If it is year, month, date, or month, year, day, or day, month, year format, right? So all of that is very, very important. And some formal fields that you want to create. So this is what it looks like. For the table that I'm getting my contacts, happens to be a profile. I'm bringing that from that Salesforce, of course. Bringing these fields from Salesforce. This one here, it's going to be my primary key, the contact ID. I need to create a couple of formulas. This is what the name of those formulas is going to be. This is the value of those formulas. What is the label in Data Cloud? What is the API name in Data Cloud? What is the Data Cloud type? Because I'm using this data from Salesforce and I'm using a sales bundle data, sales cloud data bundle, whatever that thing is called. Then some fields are going to be already imported, or if I need to do manual import of those, if I need to set the permission sets for my. So all the stuff that I need to know about my fields. Then we talk about harmonization. Okay, with harmonization, we have which field in the DLO goes into which field on the DMO. So for each DLO, you want to group your mappings by DMO. So not very good in this particular picture. I'll give you a better image on the next in the next demo, because I don't have enough room on this particular slide. But basically, when I'm bringing data from Salesforce, I'm gonna map into the account contact. And because I'm doing the data bundle, some of the mappings will be automatically added, so I need to delete it, or maybe I need to add something. Actually, I'm not clear on this slide. I'll give you a better example in the next demo. Which actually, let's do a demo right now. So what I want to do It's first of all, I want to go into uh, this demo over here. Okay. And I'm going to open a couple of things here. One of them is this tab. This is from Share QR code. So you can scan this QR code and we'll take you to this particular page. Okay. Where it is chapter 11 of that book that I created in Medium that teaches you about data cloud. But this one in particular is about the data cloud, the data dictionary, part one. So in this particular section over here, we have the use cases, the source systems. It walks you through all the things with a lot of detail. Um, um, CRM is bringing tables for accounts, contacts, cases, some other objects. Okay, this is the first of that. The second one article that I created. So this is chapter 13. And again, let me give you the QR code for this if you want to scan it. Okay, this one talks a little bit more in detail about the data mapping of that data dictionary. So I'm going to be mapping to different objects, different DMOs, the account, individual, contact point phone, email, address, party identification, sales order product, and goods product. I'm mapping to all those DMOs. So here's a little video how you mapping. It's fine. Then we talk about the actual objects and a couple of videos in here. You'll go through here explaining how the data, a good data dictionary actually help us actually simplify the 20% of the time that is needed for building stuff. So that's what you see in this particular thing, in this particular document over here. How's all that data mapping related? And a couple more things about harmonization and stuff, which we'll talk in the next chapter on it, not the next one, a future chapter. All right. But also what I want to show you is the, come on. Okay. So this is my data dictionary. I'm using Google spreadsheets, Google Sheets. I've got a tab for the use cases, one tab for the source systems. We talk about these. We saw this before. The fields that I'm bringing in, fields that I'm bringing from Google Cloud Storage. I need to create some custom DLOs, so I also have these annotated here. And this is the mapping for this data from Salesforce CRM, and this one's the mapping for the data from Google Cloud Storage. So as I said before, I'm going to be bringing the data from the contact object, and that is going to be mapped to account, contact, individual, contact point, email. Okay. So for example, in the individual DMO, there are some fields that already get mapped. I do not want this one, so I need to delete it. And this one I need to add. Okay. So I'll also contact point email, contact point phone, contact point address, party identification, definitions of the DMOs. Here I have some additional notes and stuff. And similarly, for the data that is mapped from Google Cloud Storage, this is for the FIFA project, the one that I used on Medium, talk about that chapter. So the fans data is coming to the individual, party identification, contact point email. I don't have phones, I don't have addresses, I don't have emails, I don't worry about the other contact points. Then the find emails, sales orders, and sales transactions, right? So it maps and it groups this. And then when I'm implementing, it was just doing a checklist. Did I get this? 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 So now you can do a very simple prototype. Make sure this works on a sandbox. If you notice that in the sandbox you're missing something, then you go back and you fix it on your data dictionary and then into a sandbox. Maybe you do another run of it, clean your data dictionary. And when it's time to the deployment or to deploy all this to production, now you can actually just check to see that everything gets migrated properly. It's very, very, very good, a very important document to have. All right. Thank you so much. That comes to the conclusion of this particular chapter. Please subscribe. Please like, give me like, read my blogs, follow me on LinkedIn, and if you want to buy me some virtual coffee, that would be appreciated. Thank you.